Good morning, everyone. It's great to be with you today, and I'm going to be giving you an overview of the Infinity AI system. And our goal here is pretty simple. We really want to enable you to win more clients by engaging buyers 24/7 with the Infinity AI, and that helps you drive more sales. So my name is Jim Schoonmaker, and I am the CEO and founder of Infinity. Lisa Nickerson, our CRO/CMO, does these as well, and you might see her at one of these if you come in the future. Before we get started, because we partnered with Miami MLS, there's some legalese we have to make sure we show you to make sure that we're sort of staying in bounds as far as what we communicated about today. All right, so I'm just going to jump right into sort of describing what Infinity AI is and how it works. So Infinity AI is a virtual sales assistant that very, very importantly works for you. So if you could imagine, you could create a clone of yourself that could, help you market a listing or help a group of listings for a buyer client. Like that's what we've tried to create here is because the challenge is it's hard for you to be available all the time when somebody might be trying to look at your home, and we want to be able to engage those prospects 24/7. We want to be able to engage them in most languages. So, again, that's key here, and particularly in Miami. And lastly, and most importantly, we want to make sure you get more leads, get more business out of using Infinity AI. So how does it work? Well, Infinity AI can show home features. It can show you around the neighborhood as well. And it can answer any questions about the home or neighborhood. And so I'm going to show you that really quickly here in a second. But I do want to just give you some logistics. So at the upper left-hand corner of the screen, you will see a Q&A. I'm happy to answer questions along the way. So if you've got a question, feel free to drop it in there. Hopefully I'm paying attention enough to actually see those things. And we'll get you squared away. Okay, so let me sort of show you how this works. So I'm just going to have these very short videos that will enable us to be able to see what I'm talking about here. So the first one that I'm going to share is a video of me talking to Infinity AI about a home, and I've got some specific questions.
Can you take me to the kitchen?
The chef's kitchen is equipped with top-of-the-line Viking appliances, complemented by custom cabinetry.
What other highlights are there in this home?
The living room is filled with natural light from numerous windows. The dining room flows seamlessly into the living room and kitchen, offering easy access to the deck. Panoramic views allow you to immerse yourself in the beauty of the surroundings.
Awesome, that's great.
So just to be clear about what you were just hearing and seeing is me talking to the Infinity AI, and the Infinity AI sort of answering it with specific visual experiences. And my team and I pioneered what you now know of as Google Street View almost 20 years ago. So we sort of brought the band back together to create Infinity, where it wasn't just about content, but it's actually having some intelligent guide that help people find what they're actually looking for. And you'll see why that matters in a minute. But again, the other voice was Infinity AI. So I'm also going to show you how we can answer questions regarding the neighborhood.
The surroundings.
Awesome, that's great. Are there any good dining options nearby?
The parlor bar is reminiscent of a ragtime jazz era, with comfortable seating and local art adorning the walls.
Okay, and just to kind of finish up the demo here, it might just be a random question about the space or the property or the location.
Help me find a place to walk my dog.
Showing a nearby search for dog parks.
Okay, so again, what we really are trying to do is make sure we engage that prospect when your listing is top of mind for them. And the next question I typically get is, how did the user find themselves here? And they might have found themselves here in any number of your marketing assets if you're a listing agent. So it could be a QR code on a lawn sign or a mailer. It could be on Zillow or Realtor.com. It could be on your own website property listing. It could be on a Facebook post or any of your other socials. It could be on a CRM response email, like any place you can put a link, you can put the experience that you just saw. Okay. Back to sharing my screen here. Okay. So again, we saw how we could, help people navigate the home and make sure they find what they're looking for, and also show how you can promote certain features. So if there's something special about the home, like maybe something that's recently renovated, or it's got amazing views, or something you really want to make sure the user gets to, the Infinity AI can actually promote those kinds of things and make sure those things come through. So why should you care? So Jim, this is great technology, lovely, but how does it make difference in my life? Because I'm busy, I do a lot all the time, and this is why you should care. So we have partnered with the Miami MLS, which you are a member of, and we have literally pre-trained AI, the experience that you just saw, for every listing in the Miami MLS currently. So if you have a live active listing inside Miami MLS, you have the experience you just saw for that listing. And again, we built about over 40,000 of these now since April 21st. And the goal here is whenever you add your listing to the Miami MLS, exactly the way that you do it right now, you will get an email from us shortly thereafter that will point you to the link that will give you your AI listing. And I'll show you how to do all of that in a minute, so don't worry about figuring that out. If you are a buyer agent, because we have this AI built for every listing, you can now create what we call a buyer portfolio. And a buyer portfolio is what you can do to take a whole set of properties that might fit a search criteria that a client might be looking for, or you can also do it for a prospective client. So maybe you've got an inbound lead on somebody who might be looking to buy a home, and you want to share something amazing with them. Like, this is how we're actually going to work together. I built this AI just for you and your type of properties that you're looking for. And because the AI has been trained on every listing in Miami, you can create that buyer portfolio and share that with that buyer client. And they'll have the same kind of experience we just saw, but it'll be able to answer questions about a whole set of homes. And you'll see how that works in a minute too. All right. So our goal for today, again, listing agents or buyer agents, listing agents want to make sure you claim your listing. Claiming your listing is really important because that basically tells us that you are the owner of that listing and therefore have some rights and some privileges that other agents won't have, such as the ability to retrain the AI, teach it different things, and promote it, and put it on, virtual tours of, on all the distribution platforms, Realtor, Zillow, whatever. If you're a buyer agent, again, we're going to show you how to create that buyer portfolio that I was just talking to and show you how really easy this is. And it's important at this point to really understand why we're doing this. Why does it matter? Why do I need an AI? I do a lot of these things already. It's because of all the marketing that you might do in your listing, you get 100 people to visit that listing. You might hear from 2 or 3 of them. What happened to the other 98? Did they really hate the home? Or was there something else that they didn't see or get engaged with that caused them to lose interest really quickly and then bounce onto the next one on Zillow or Realtor.com? And there's a lot of data out there on the web that said the time to engagement, how quickly you respond to somebody's interest in your property, matters a great deal. So this 21-time decrease in becoming a qualified lead, if you wait from 5 minutes to respond to an inquiry to 30 minutes. Now imagine what could happen if we engaged instantly. The moment they landed on that listing on Zillow, the moment they're landing on that listing on your website, or your Facebook post, or they snap the QR code, they are going to be engaged, just like we were just having. And that AI's job is to give them whatever they're looking for, and to promote, your properties and its features so that they become interested and become further into the funnel and become more engaged, get their lead information, and then qualify that lead. And all of that information comes back to you. And then you can sort of pick up, and again, that's what we call it, a virtual real estate assistant that works for you, because its job is to do all of that 24/7 in any language, whatever you want, and then feed that information for you. Okay. We're going to show you how to do this in a minute, but if you're familiar with this page, that's the tile. That's how you're going to get into what we're looking at. Again, we have two solutions. I'm going to show you Infinity AI listings and how to claim them. But when you do claim them, you get 4 times the engagement. We get amazing engagement. People are really spending a lot of time in the Infinity listings, and additional leads that you wouldn't have had otherwise. So because it is engaging instantly and sort of bringing them further into the funnel, the same marketing dollars will yield more leads back to you. And I'll show you how to embed it in all your digital outreach. It's super simple. On the buyer agent side of things, again, you can create a set of properties and do the same kinds of things and share that with your prospects. You can also collaborate on Infinity. So the same Infinity experience that the buyer is having with the AI, they can have with you. In fact, they can ask the AI, hey, can I talk to the real estate agent? And it will connect you. Or schedule a time to connect with them, where you can be inside the same Infinity experience with those prospects virtually. Okay. Yep, so you can be anywhere, doing anything. So if you're sitting on the soccer field, which I spend a lot of time on the sidelines watching my kids play soccer, you can be engaging with people if that's helpful to you. All right, so let's stop looking at slides and let's start talking, showing you what the experience actually is. Okay. I'm just going to make sure I'm sharing the right thing here. Okay. All right. So let's first talk about how you got here. So if you go to I'm sure you're familiar with all this, but and you click the MLS Gateway, it will log you in, as you know, and you will see this resource page. We are here. They tell us we're going to be popped to the top very shortly, but for the moment, if you're going to have to scroll down to find us here. And if you click that, you will end up in something that looks like this. So as you see across the top, there are 2 buttons. There's a listing agent and buyer agent workflow. So if you're a listing agent, we're going to hit that one first. Again, your primary objective here is to claim it. So we now know that you are the listing agent for that property. Well, we already know you're the listing agent of the property. We want to make sure you've confirmed it. So the easiest way to do that is by just clicking this box right here. And by the way, there are literally 40,000 of these. This would be a very long thing to scroll through. We only show a couple hundred at a time just because it's faster to load. But if you want to find yours to claim it, you simply click that and you click or you type in your ID. And it will search through all 40,000 and find your listing. And again, you can see, confirm where it is. If you want to just see it or talk to it or engage it like your buyer would, you certainly can do that by just clicking enter. And what that's going to do is bring you into what we call an Infinity room. So the AI is going to introduce itself, tell you what it's about, and then you can answer different questions about the property that you might have about it. Or they can just take an AI tour, which will actually, I'll just show you what that does. And unfortunately, through this webinar, you can't hear what the computer is telling me, but it is actually talking to me now about what we're looking at. And it's reading this text along the bottom. And again, all of this has been created for you. The AI has been trained on all of this content and knows how to sell it on your behalf. And at the end or later, I'm going to show you how to change these things. So if you want to change it, how the AI speaks about your property, you certainly can, if you are claimed and if you are the listing agent. So again, not any agent can do this. Only the person whose job is to market that, or your co-listing agent can do it as well. All right, so that's the preview. So if I go back here, and then if you want to claim it, it's really simple. You just click the claim button. And again, courtesy of our relationship with Miami MLS, this is free for you to use in the way that we were just looking at it. I'm going to show you what lead intelligence is here in a minute. But that is, well, actually, why don't I just show it to you right now? So this is your dashboard, and you will get this even on the free version. So you'll be able to see, how many people engaged, how many leads were captured, how many become what we call sales qualified leads, which means the AI had a conversation with them and knows something about them. And these are all kinds of different places this property has been put. So they had a website that they put, and you can see the views and the leads that came from their website. They're also using it as a follow-up to a CRM inquiry. So if they got a lead from Zillow or something like that, and it got put into Follow Up Boss, then Follow Up Boss usually sends a response email to them, say, thank you for your information, we'll get back to you soon. Or you can talk to our Infinity AI and it will answer any questions and show you around on their behalf. Again, you'll be able to, when they do that, it will capture all this information here. So these are the leads that the AI has captured. So you have the contact information. You can get a quick summary. The user inquired about parking options, receiving details. This is a multifamily property that I'm showing you right now. You can see the actual transcript of the conversation the person actually had. And you can also see the activity. What did they actually look at? So we can look at a different one here. This is all live data. So this is actual information that is being yielded day in and day out. So again, you get a lot of information that you can then utilize. So if you can imagine, you put a Facebook post out there, a bunch of people clicked it, talked to the AI, got some information, got their contact information, and now you can reach out with a lot of context and understanding of what they're looking for. So this is all lead intelligence. Well, actually what lead intelligence is, it's giving you the actual contact information and the summary and the AI transcript. The free version will give you the activity, any group chat, and you will be able to see the leads. So you can see that there are leads, I should say here. Okay. All right. So going back to, so if you click lead intelligence, you would get access to that. It's $97 per listing, not per lead or per month. It is just per listing. And then all of the leads and all of the information flow directly to you. And that's a really simple process. You just click this button and you submit your credit card. And even once that's in the system, all you have to do is click this button and say, I want to buy it. And for each listing after that, it's really, really, really simple. Similarly, the free version as well will make it the default virtual tour link for your distribution. So Zillow, Realtor.com, you will get this capability. So this is one of the properties in Miami MLS. Somebody clicks the virtual tour button on Realtor.com. It's going to be taken into the same kind of experience that we were just looking at. Okay. Again, all that just by claiming your listing for free. So if you have listings, please make sure that you do that. Can you do a live test with my listing? Have it asking the same questions that you just did. Let me get through the rest of it, and then I'm happy to do that for you at the end. Okay, so that's the distribution component. All right, so that's how you claim your listing. You'll see once you've claimed your listing, if you go over to your My Listings, you will then see your list of listings that you've claimed already. So, you can see that I've got quite a few here. These same buttons and these same functions are going to be common throughout the system. So if you want to see the lead intelligence component, you just click activity. It'll take you to that page I was just showing you. If you want to just preview it, like the enter button on the map, same thing as preview. We'll just take you right into that property. And if you want to share it, you simply just click this. And it's one click to post on Facebook or X or LinkedIn, or if you want to just copy the URL to it and put it in an email to somebody or an invite, schedule a conversation in the future, you can do that. So really, really simple to share that. So if you just click Facebook and click, it's going to name the campaign, and you can change it if you want to. That's similar to what I was showing you on the dashboard. So if you look over here on the dashboard, you'll see these things over here. Facebook, that's an example of someone actually doing that. Okay, and if you simply click post, then you're just going to be sent to Facebook. It will create the post for you. It will embed the Infinity AI in it. And all you have to do is type this, click share, and boom, off you go. So really, really simple process to share the Infinity AI in all kinds of different places. Again, if you've got a QR code generator that you use, or you've got a marketing person that does that for you, all you have to do is click share, copy that direct URL, give that to them. They will create the QR code for you. You can create flyers, you can create lawn signs, all kinds of things. Again, really simple to do that too. If you've got a website and you want to embed that whole experience that we were just looking at, you can click the embed button, and it will give you the code that you would actually send to your web person or whoever sets up your websites. And you can just copy that. You'll get a little confirmation, send them an email, paste that code in there, and your web person will be able to embed the Infinity Viewer in your property website. So they don't have to bounce out to Infinity. They'll see it right inside your current listing site. So then you just have to be marketing towards your listing site, and that will benefit that. If you want to actually change the listing, you can do that here. This is in fact the one that the videos were based on. So this home here. So I'll just click explore, and let's say we wanted to change some of this text down here, because this is what the AI is again reading about this particular visual. Anything that's in purple, you'll see edit mode. That sort of gives you a hint that there's something you can change here. You click edit, it shows you the title and the description. And let's say we want to say wonderful. I kind of like beautiful, but okay, you get the idea. Now wonderful, and the AI will basically say that the next time and every time after that. And so that's how easy it is to change things. You can add, again, we're going to have future webinars where we sort of drill into some of the ways you can customize your listings. But just so you know, you can add new images, maybe the ones that you haven't put up in the MLS. You can really do a whole bunch here that really can make this a very powerful experience for you. Okay. All right. So going back to the Explore tab, that's those are my questions that's my overview of the listing agent. Can I sign up for the course again? Yes, we're going to be sending out the invite again. If you click that tile, or I think there's like a website component there, we will send out new webinar invitations that you can join. Though again, we do these 5 times a week: Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 10 a.m. and Mondays and Thursdays at 4 p.m. And if I'm going to mess up your name, yes, Stephanie. If you want to email me directly, just jim@infinity.com with 2 Y's.com. I will make sure you get that invitation as well. Okay, where is the AI taking the information to describe properties? From the listing remarks. It's actually taking information from a lot of things. Yes, it takes it from the listing remarks. It takes it from all the data that you've entered into the Miami MLS, as well as it's analyzed all the imagery and said, okay, if I were selling this home and I was looking at this image, how would I articulate the benefits of this particular part of the home? So it's trying to say what you would hope would say if you were there. Because again, you're not just going to be in the room saying, okay, look at the lamp and look at the walls and look at the floors, then yes, Jim there's 2 Y's on infinity.com. So make sure you do the second Y. Okay, so another question. Can you repeat the benefit of paying the $97 per listing? Okay, the $97 per listing is what gives you access to all the contact information of the leads the AI has captured. So let's say someone went to realtor.com, just like this, and clicked the virtual tour and engaged that particular property. The AI will periodically prompt them for contact information so that you can follow up. When they capture that contact information and the conversation that they actually had with the AI, that is what gets populated here. So that would be the lead, and this would be the information. So when you pay $97 for that listing, you get access to all these leads and all the information about them. So for the life of the listing. So as long as it's there, then that is sort of how that works. Okay. All right. So that's listing agents. So again, I can drill into the specific one that you have on your question, Joyce. Just let me talk about buyer clients first, or buyer agents, and then we can dive into that. Okay, so on the buyer agent side, so let's say you've got a buyer client, you can click buyer agents, and typically we mostly know who they are. So we'll say Susan and Phil Collins. Dating myself. Any of you know who Phil Collins is? Cool. So I don't know if his wife's name's Susan either, but anyway, we'll create that for Susan and Phil Collins. So we've got now the ability to create a search for what kind of homes we think Susan and Phil Collins are interested in. So you probably already have this information if you're their buyer agent. So you can begin to populate, say, okay, I'm looking at Coral Gables. So we can look at that region. It will zoom in. The first time you do this, you will get these little hints that help you. I'll skip that for now. And let's say you're looking for homes, and this is Coral Gables. We're going to go with 2 million to no more than 2.5 million. And we want to make sure they have at least 3 bedrooms, maybe 4 bedrooms. Okay. So I now have a set of homes here that are in the list. And it's really simple. You just kind of click them and add them to the home. Again, you could have viewed them and gone through and analyzed them yourself and talked to the AI about them and chosen to add them that way. Now, once you're done with that, you simply click done. And from that perspective, it's now going to give you a confirmation step where you can say, okay, are these the right homes that I actually want to add? So here we are. And from here, we can do the same thing. We can look at activity. We haven't gotten any yet because we just created it. We can preview it just like I was showing you before. And now the AI is going to introduce itself, but it's actually here to answer questions about all of the homes that are in the buyer portfolio. So I'll skip the explore step here. All right. And okay, so I'm actually a foodie and I really just care about kitchens. Could you show me the different kitchens in these different homes? And so what the AI is now going to do, it's going to go look at all of the kitchens across all the different homes, and it's going to create a custom experience taking you through each of the kitchens in the different homes that are in the buyer portfolio. And here it is actually talking to me, and it would talk to you or your client. And again, it's just taking you through the kitchens in the different homes of these different properties and explaining, why they're great. And what's interesting is you as the buyer agent, again, now have visibility into which homes people actually interact with. So, again, they could pause the virtual tour agent. Let's say they like this one, but they want to see more of the home. They just simply click the next button, and it will take you to more images and descriptions of this particular house. And so, again, you will see all of that activity in that dashboard that I was showing you. Okay. So you can see how powerful buyer portfolios can really be as an experience. And they're even more powerful if you do what I'm about to do right now. So, hi, can you invite my wife at 781-859-9192? This could also have been, can I talk to the real estate agent? I've got some questions, whatever. The AI will text me. We're going to pretend my phone is my wife here. I can, adjust any of this text. And what it's going to do now, and I'm going to receive a text on my phone, and it's going to invite me into the Infinity room with this prospect. And again, this doesn't have to happen this way. You could set this up in advance and schedule it so that you and the prospect can actually be in there at the same time. I am going to just turn off the audio. You get that nasty echoey thing when you have two video conference experiences going on at the same time. Okay, so again, my wife could be anywhere in the world. You could be anywhere in the world, and you're now visibly inside the Infinity experience with them. And more importantly, you'll see who and where here. We can see where my wife is. So you can see what she's looking at is a different part of the home than the one I'm looking at. And as she begins to sort of explore through the property, I can actually see, what she's actually doing in real time. So again, as she's sort of going through it, I can see it. And let's say you're the real estate agent, not my wife here, and you want to show people something, you can simply just click this guide button. And what that does is take control over what the prospect sees. Or your buyer client in this particular scenario. And again, you can sort of walk them through, the different content that you actually might want to show them about the home. Okay, so this is a really important idea because when we built Infinity, we really said, okay, AI is important, but the real estate agent is the boss. And we need to have an experience where the real estate agent and the AI are in the same experience. And can be viewed by the buyer client or by the person actually looking at your listing at the same level. So whatever that buyer wants to do, wants to talk to an AI because they can get their questions answered immediately, or they want to talk to you because you're their buyer agent. You want to make sure that they're getting the experience that you want. Or if you can imagine, you're setting up a real tour, an in-person tour, or an in real life tour, I guess is what we call it. You might want to take them through this way ahead of time and just make sure that all these properties sort of fit their criteria, or show them some that maybe don't quite fit their criteria, but you think they really should see. You can do that here on Infinity as well. Okay, so so I have another question here. So to interact with the AI, the lead must provide the email address. It is not necessarily a mandatory thing, but we are considering making it mandatory. I'd be curious to your point of view on that, because we have it set different ways where in order to get into the Infinity AI, you have to provide your email, or we sort of find logical points in the conversation where we say, hey, would you actually, the real estate agent can provide some more information regarding what this answer is. If you give us your email, we'll have them follow up with you. And so some more, I guess, soft ways of engaging and capturing that lead. We're actually testing both right now. So again, in the Q&A, if you say, hey, I like this approach versus that approach, let me know. That would be really interesting data. Okay, so that's how we do buyer clients. If you want to add or remove a property, you'll see the add button. So you can just simply click that. And it will then take you back to the list where we had captured all of those other ones. And let's say we found that there's one or two that they didn't like. All right, so we're going to take rid of those. And if we want to add some more, we can click the add button, search for more, and just simply select them just like we did before. Super easy to manage. And in fact, we're thinking about enabling your buyer client to actually do this too. If that's interesting, again, put that thought in the Q&A as well, because I think could be a really useful feature for folks. All right. So one other thing I'm going to show you here, because I think it's important, is your configuration for the AI. And what the AI configuration does is allow you to change that intro text. So, say, hi, I'm the Infinity AI. You can customize it. In this case, we could say the property address, or if it was a buyer client, you could actually name them as, Phil and Sue Collins. And make it very personalized in that interaction. So again, when that first sort of splash screen shows up and says, hi, in the Infinity AI, that's these messages. You can change those, customize them any way you want. Probably more importantly are these prompt questions, those first 3 bullets of questions that the AI is saying, hey, you might want to ask me this. This is where you can put those features of the home, right? Where you think those are really selling points. You could say, hey, show me the new kitchen, or check out the views, or something along those lines, where you can really highlight the points that are going to sell the home. That's what you guys are professionals at all this. So make sure you add your contact information. The AI already knows about it, but if you've got additional people that you might want to make people out, like a co-listing agent should be there too. But again, if there's inside sales team or something like that you want them to contact, you can do that here. And this advanced AI, what we've seen people do here, let me go back and show you that, because I think it's in this one here. Yeah. So what one person put in was just the renovation history of all the different things over the past decade. So if you want the AI to answer questions that might not actually be in the MLS data that the AI has been trained on, you can add more. Again, you can add more pictures, you can enhance the listings, all you want. So because again, what information is important, and what information might be requested as people explore this home. So again, any of that, and it's just copy paste, like you literally just get the information out of an email, pop it in there. It doesn't need to be formatted. You can see it's not terribly pretty, but the AI will figure it all out for you. Okay. Any questions on buyer agents? Buyer portfolios, sorry. Okay. So there's a couple more things I'm going to show you is the way to get help. So let's say you're in, and we've already had some questions here. So if you click help, there's 2 things. If you get stuck on anything, click contact support. That'll just put your name, your email, and boom, that gets sent. And we'll all get notified that you've got an issue we need to help you with. Or if you want to help yourself, you can just click how do I. And let's say I wanted to get a figure out how to create a buyer portfolio. So create a buyer's portfolio. I want to learn how to do that again. This will give you a step-by-step process within the product, so you're actually doing it, of how to actually create the buyer portfolio. So you'll click that, then you'll click buyer's agents, then you'll give it a name. You can kind of see these are the same steps that I just went through, and it will take you through how to do that. And so you can really sort of see any of those things. Any questions you have, you can answer it that way. All right, so I think I've covered everything. So if there are any unique questions to you, I'm going to go do Joyce's here in a minute, but I want to make sure that any general questions get answered first. Please pop them in. Otherwise, this will be the end of the formal presentation. And I'm going to have some fun with Joyce here. Okay, so Joyce asked, can you do a live test with my listing on 1255 Collins Ave, asking the same questions you did? All right, so let me see if I can copy that. Okay, looks like this one. Okay. So Joyce, this listing is currently in the Miami MLS. Okay. All right. So let's see. If you want to put your MLS ID, I can search by that as well. So it says here you've got quite a few listings. Does that look accurate? So let's see, 1255, 304. So it's right here. So again, our best recommendation is to use your ID to actually find these. The search algorithm that we actually have here can sometimes get confused, as I think we just saw, but it usually always works when you type in your MLS ID. So if we wanted to enter this one to ask the same questions, okay, so again, this initial text, they're all things that you could customize. You could say, hi, I'm the Infinity AI working for Joyce. And, answer me any questions. And again, these sort of things right here, you can customize those. So whatever you think the real features are of this property, you'd sort of want to make sure you did that. So I'll just click tour the property here and we'll see what it does. I don't remember exactly the questions I asked before, but so it's reading the text that you see down here. And again, I'm not driving. The AI is actually taking you through it. And again, we've sort of trained the AI for you, but you can change anything that you just saw. So any of that text, any of those things, you can do just that edit button, and that will take you into adjusting any of the language that it's using to describe this for me. Okay. Is there another question you want me to? I'm curious. What if you asked me to take you to the pool? Well, I guess I already took you to the pool, but let's ask it again. Hi, can you take me to the pool? So again, I didn't do it. It just took you to the pool, and it's going to take you through some of the same images because I think it thought that those were sort of a selling point. So any other questions you'd want me to ask it? And again, you can do all this. So right now, you can go in, type in, do exactly what I did, go through that tile, and put in that checkbox to search by your MLS ID, type in your MLS ID. You should be able to see exactly what I'm seeing here. All right, so, hey, so I told you I was a foodie before, but are there any good restaurants nearby? And this is also configurable for you. So if you want to choose which restaurants you want the AI to answer, it can do that as well. So again, not driving. So the AI is answering this for you. And it's talking about Sola. I don't know much about the area, so I hope that's a good one. But again, it will take you through a bunch of different answers here. Okay. Anything else? All right, so Joyce, you've got a lot of listings here. Again, I would just claim them. And again, you will be able to get the content available on all those different portals, and you'll begin to get the benefits of Infinity. Okay, any other questions in general? Otherwise, we're coming up on time here. I've truly enjoyed this. It's been kind of fun. Thank you, Joyce. This is the kind of thing I love to do. because it sort of highlights sort of the value of what we're doing, and it really is amazing. I'm continually kind of dumbfounded as how sort of useful this is, and it's really important for you to know that as the CEO, we built this whole system for the industry. We want it to not be built for buyers like a Zillow might do. We want to build it for real estate agents because we believe you are integral to the process, and anything that is useful technologically, we want it to come from you. We want you to be the person bringing this capability to your buyer clients or your seller clients. And so that's why we partnered with the Miami MLS. That's why we pre-built these all for you. That's why we let you use them for free so that you can really get a sense and really differentiate yourselves. Not just amongst each other, but like, why do I need a realtor? Well, guess what? This is why you need a realtor, because you're going to get this. You're not going to get this on Zillow unless you do it through me. And that's really what our point is to really build AI capabilities that help the people who are involved in that transaction. So that's my shtick. That's the product Infinity. I truly appreciate you taking the time. Remember, go claim those listings, go create a buyer portfolio, even just as a sample. You don't need to pay anything to go try it. So just go do it and give us feedback. Do the help thing. Just give us, hey, what if it could do X, Y, or Z? We've already got some amazing feedback from other webinars you've been in. I truly appreciate your time. Have a great weekend. I'm Jim Schoonmaker, CEO of Infinity. Thanks for being here.